What if I told you that there is a simple method that can transform your home into a place of peace and tranquility without you having to work hard? Have you ever gotten tired of trying to organize your home and always feeling like something is missing? Well, today, you will discover a secret that has changed the lives of millions of people around the world, and that can change yours too. The problem most people face is trying to do everything perfectly or do nothing at all. Either they accumulate so many things that the house becomes a warehouse, or they want a house so perfect that they get stressed out trying to keep everything in place. But there is a middle way, a balance that makes everything easier and more natural. This method is based on the idea that less is more, but not in the sense of having an empty, characterless home. It's about having exactly what you need, in the right amount, and organizing it in a way that makes your home work for you, not against you. It's about creating an environment that energizes you instead of draining you. What you're about to learn today could be the difference between having a home that stresses you out every day and having a home that welcomes you and gives you peace. If you don't apply these tips, you'll continue to waste time looking for things, feeling overwhelmed by clutter, and spending money on things you don't need. But if you stick with me until the end, you'll discover how to create the perfect balance between functionality and beauty in your home. Tip 1. The rule of enough. The first thing you need to understand is that having more stuff doesn't mean you have a better life. In fact, the more stuff you have, the more time you spend taking care of it, organizing it, and looking for what you need. The rule of enough is simple. Only have what you actually use and love. Think about it this way. How many pots and pans do you actually use to cook? Probably 2 or 3, right? So why have 15 pots and pans taking up space in your closet? How many coats do you actually wear in a year? Probably 5 or 6, but your closet is full of clothes you don't even remember you have. Start by taking an honest look at your belongings. Take one category at a time, such as clothes, kitchen utensils, or cleaning products. Separate everything into 3 groups. Always use, sometimes use, and never use. Anything in the never use group can go. From the sometimes use group, be more critical and keep only what really matters in your life. For example, if you have 10 pairs of similar black shoes, choose the 2 that are the most comfortable and in the best condition. The rest can be donated to someone in need. If you have 5 frying pans of the same size, keep only the best one and donate the others. The benefits of this approach are immense. First, you will have a lot more space in your home. Second, it will be much easier to find things when you need them. Third, cleaning and organizing will be easier and faster. And lastly, you will feel lighter and less overwhelmed because you will no longer be a slave to your objects. Tip 2. Everything in its right place. Once you've decided what you really need in your home, the next step is to find the perfect place for each item. And this isn't about having perfectly divided drawers or expensive storage boxes. It's about logic and practicality. The rule is simple. The things you use every day should be in the easiest places to reach. The things you use once a week can be a little further away. And the things you use rarely can be in the highest or hardest to reach places. Let's think about the kitchen, for example. The plates and glasses you use every day should be at or slightly below eye level, so you don't have to bend down or stretch every time. The spices you use for cooking should be near the stove, not on the other side of the kitchen. Your pots and pans should be near the stove too, not in the farthest cabinet. In your bedroom, the clothes you wear most often should be in the drawers that are easiest to open and in the areas of the closet that you can reach easily. Your everyday shoes can be placed near the door, while your party shoes can be placed in a less accessible place. In the bathroom, the products you use every day, like your toothbrush, toothpaste, and soap, should be within easy reach. Products you use occasionally, like a hair mask or exfoliant, can be placed in a cabinet or on a higher shelf. When everything has its proper place, and you create the habit of always putting it away in the same place, your life becomes much easier. You will never waste time looking for your keys, glasses, or anything else again. Your home will always look organized, even if you are not a naturally organized person. Tip 3. The art of buying. Less and better. One of the biggest causes of disorganization and stress at home is the habit of impulse buying or buying low-quality items that soon need to be replaced. The philosophy of balance teaches that it is better to have a few good quality things than many things that do not last. Before you buy anything, ask yourself 3 questions. Do I really need this? Do I have something similar that already does this job? Where will I store this in my house? If you can't answer these questions clearly and positively, it's best not to buy it. When you decide you really need to buy something, invest in quality. For example, it's better to buy a good pan that will last 20 years than to buy a cheap pan that will need to be replaced every year. It's better to buy 3 good quality t-shirts that you'll wear for years than to buy 10 cheap t-shirts that will fade and tear quickly. Make a wish list and wait at least a week before buying anything that isn't essential. Often after a few days, you'll realize that you didn't really need it that much. And when you finally do buy it, you'll know that it's something you'll actually use and appreciate. It's also important to learn to appreciate what you already have. Sometimes we think we need new things, when in reality we just need to take better care of what we already have. A well-ironed and well-maintained piece of clothing can look like new. A well-cleaned and polished piece of furniture can take on a new life. The results of this mindset shift are incredible. You'll spend less money, have less clutter in your home, have fewer decisions to make every day, and be more satisfied with the things you own. Your home will reflect who you really are, not a bunch of impulse purchases that don't make sense. If you're enjoying these tips, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any new videos. And tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing where my viewers are. Tip 4. Simple routines that make all the difference. A balanced home doesn't happen by chance. It's the result of small, consistent actions every day. But don't worry. I'm not talking about complicated routines that will take up hours of your time. I'm talking about simple habits that, when done regularly, will keep your home in order. The most important routine is to do a little bit every day instead of letting everything pile up and doing it all at once. For example, washing dishes immediately after using them instead of letting them pile up in the sink. Make your bed as soon as you get up instead of leaving it for later. Put your clothes away in the right place as soon as you take them off instead of leaving them on the chair. Make a habit of going around your house before bed and putting away any things that have been misplaced during the day. It only takes 5 or 10 minutes, but it makes a huge difference. You'll wake up the next day with a tidy house, and it will give you a whole new lease of life to start your day. Set aside a specific day of the week to do a deep cleaning, but it doesn't have to be all on the same day. For example, on Monday you clean the bathrooms, on Tuesday you vacuum the house, on Wednesday you change the bed linens, and so on. This way you'll never be overwhelmed and your house will always be clean. Another important routine is to go through your belongings regularly. Once a month, take a quick look through your things and see if there's anything you no longer use that could be donated. This will prevent things from piling up again. Teach everyone in the family to follow these routines as well. Even young children can learn to put away their toys after playing and to put away their dirty clothes. When everyone works together, it's much easier to keep the house tidy. Tip 5. Functional and cozy decoration. A balanced home is not a home without personality. You can have beautiful and cozy decor without creating a mess or spending a fortune. The secret is to choose pieces that are not only beautiful but also functional. For example, instead of having several small objects scattered around the house that only serve to decorate and collect dust, choose a few larger pieces that really make a difference in the environment. A beautiful vase with a plant, a colorful pillow on the sofa, a special photo on the wall. Invest in good lighting because light makes all the difference in a room. A well-lit home always looks cleaner, more organized and cozy. Use different types of light, a brighter light for working and a softer light for relaxing. Plants are a great way to decorate your home on a budget and also purify the air in your home. You don't need to have a whole garden. A few well-chosen and well-cared-for plants can make all the difference. Choose plants that are easy to care for and that adapt well to the environment in your home. Use colors to your advantage. Light colors make the room seem bigger and cleaner. Dark colors can be used in details to give personality, but without overdoing it. The important thing is to create an environment that makes you feel calm and happy. Remember that less is more when it comes to decorating too. It's better to have a few special objects that you truly love than to have a lot of objects that don't mean anything to you. Every decorative item in your home should have a purpose. Either it's pretty, it's functional, or it has sentimental value. If it doesn't fit into any of these categories, it's better not to have it. Tip 6. Organize by categories, not rooms. This is a mistake that many people make, trying to organize room by room instead of category by category. The result is that you end up with similar items scattered all over the house, making it impossible to know exactly what you have. For example, you probably have cleaning products in your bathroom, kitchen, laundry room, and maybe even your bedroom or living room. When you organize by category, you can put all your cleaning products in one place. See exactly what you have, eliminate duplicates, and organize them in a way that makes sense. Do the same thing with your clothes. Gather all your shirts, no matter what room they were in. See how many you actually have. Get rid of the ones you no longer wear and organize the ones you want to keep. Then do the same with your pants, jackets, shoes, and so on. It's the same thing with documents. Gather all the documents in the house, whether they were in the kitchen drawer, in the bedroom, or in the living room. Separate by type: personal documents, bills to pay, product warranties, medical documents. Eliminate what you no longer need and organize the rest logically. This approach works because you can get a complete picture of what you have in each category. It's much easier to make decisions about what to keep and what to get rid of. And it's also easier to stay organized because you know exactly where each type of item belongs. Once you've organized each category, assign a specific place for each one in your home. All cleaning products go in a closet, all bed linens go in one place, and all documents go in a file cabinet. That way, you'll never have to worry about where to put or look for something again. Tip 7. The 5-minute rule. One of the biggest barriers to keeping your home organized is procrastination. We see that there is something to do, but as it seems like it will be a lot of work, we leave it for later. Then the tasks pile up until the situation becomes uncontrollable. The 5-minute rule solves this problem very simply. If something can be done in 5 minutes or less, do it now. Don't leave it for later. Washing 3 dishes in the sink takes 5 minutes. Putting clean clothes away in the closet takes 5 minutes. Organizing the living room table takes 5 minutes. When you follow this rule, small tasks never add up to become big problems. Your home will always be at a basic level of organization without much effort. And the best part is that 5 minutes is so little time that it doesn't even feel like work. For tasks that take more than 5 minutes, break them down into smaller chunks. If you need to organize an entire closet, don't try to do it all at once. Do one shelf today, another tomorrow, and another the day after. Within a week, your entire closet will be organized without you having to stress about it. This rule works great for cleaning too. Instead of putting off doing a big cleaning job until the weekend, do 5 minutes of cleaning every day. On Monday, clean the bathroom. On Tuesday, clean the kitchen. On Wednesday, vacuum the living room, and so on. Use a timer if you need to. When you know you only have 5 minutes, it's much easier to motivate yourself to get started, and often you'll find that the task went faster than you thought it would. Other times, you'll get motivated and keep going beyond the 5 minutes. But that's a bonus, not a requirement. Tip 8. Learn to say no to things. One of the most important skills for maintaining a balanced household is learning to say no. No to people who want to give you things you don't need. No to tempting sales on products you won't use. No to the urge to keep things that might come in handy someday. Many people have a hard time saying no when someone offers something for free, even if they don't need it. Your neighbor wants to give you some dishes she no longer uses. Your mother wants to give you some clothes that no longer fit her. Your friend wants to give you some books he's already read. Before accepting, think about whether you really need it and where you'll keep it. It's easier to say no in the moment than to have to get rid of things later, and you don't have to feel bad about it. You can thank them for the offer and explain that you're trying to keep your home more organized. Most people will understand and even admire your discipline. The same goes for shopping. Just because something is on sale doesn't mean you have to buy it. Just because it's cheap doesn't mean it's a good deal. If you don't need it, no matter how cheap it is, it's still a waste of money and space. Also, learn to say no to yourself when you feel like buying something on impulse. Stop, breathe, and ask yourself, where will I use this? Do I really need it? Do I have space to store it? If the answer is no to any of these questions, it's best not to buy it. Remember that you don't have to keep everything that has sentimental value. You can keep some special things, but you don't have to turn them into a family museum. Only choose items that truly mean something to you and that bring you joy when you look at them. Before I move on to the next tip, I want to tell you about something special I prepared for those who want to go beyond this video. It's a complete guide with organization secrets that completely transformed my home and can transform yours too. The link is in the pinned comment, and for a limited time, I'm offering a special discount for channel subscribers. Now let's continue with the next tips, which are some of my favorites. Tip 9. Involve the whole family. A balanced home isn't just one person's responsibility. If you live with other people, whether it's family, roommates, or a partner, everyone needs to be involved in the process. There's no point in trying hard to keep everything organized if everyone else is always making a mess. Start by having an honest conversation with everyone about the importance of keeping your home organized. Explain how it affects everyone's well-being, reduces stress, and makes life easier. Show that it's not about being a perfectionist, but about creating a more harmonious environment for everyone. Divide responsibilities fairly, taking into account everyone's age and abilities. Even young children can have small responsibilities, such as putting away toys after playing or putting their plate in the sink after eating. Teens can be responsible for keeping their room organized and helping with chores around the house. Set simple rules that everyone can follow. For example, everyone cleans up their own mess when they do it. Whoever uses something puts it away afterwards. Anyone who sees something out of place and can quickly put it away does so. These simple rules make a huge difference. Be patient with the process of change. Not everyone will adapt at the same speed, and there will be setbacks. The important thing is to remain consistent and lead by example. When people see the benefits of living in a more organized environment, they will naturally start to collaborate more. Celebrate small progress. When someone in your family does something well, acknowledge it and thank them. This encourages them to keep doing what they do. Remember that creating new habits takes time, so be patient with yourself and others. Tip 10. Maintain a balance between order and real life. The last and perhaps most important tip is to remember that your home should serve your life, not the other way around. A balanced home is not a perfect home where no one can touch anything. It is a functional home where you and your family can live comfortably. Don't stress if things get a little out of place sometimes. If you had a busy day and didn't get the dishes done in time, that's okay. If the kids were playing in the living room and the toys were scattered around, that's part of life. The important thing is that these situations are the exception, not the rule. Set realistic priorities. Not everything has to be perfect all the time. Identify which aspects of organization most affect your quality of life and focus on those. For some people, it's important to have a clean kitchen. For others, it's essential to have a tidy living room. Remember that organization is not a destination, it's a journey. You'll never get to a point where everything is perfectly organized forever. Life happens, things get out of place, new things come into your home. The important thing is to have systems and habits that help you maintain balance with ease. Be flexible and adapt these tips to your needs. If you have small children, your home will look different than if you live alone. If you work from home, your organizational needs will be different than if you work outside the home. Use these tips as a guide, but adjust them to suit your situation. The goal is not to have a magazine-worthy home. It is to have a home where you feel comfortable, can find what you need quickly, and can receive guests without embarrassment. A home that energizes you instead of draining your strength, that inspires you instead of oppressing you. These 10 tips can completely transform your relationship with your home and your quality of life. Remember that small, consistent changes add up to big results over time. You don't have to implement everything at once. Pick 1 or 2 tips to start with and gradually incorporate the others. The most important thing is to get started. Your balanced, clean, and stress-free home is within your reach. You have all the tools you need. Now you just need to put them into practice. And remember, the goal is not perfection, it's progress. Every small step you take in the right direction is a victory worth celebrating. Now tell me in the comments, which of these tips will you implement first in your home? And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe now and turn on notifications so you don't miss any tips on organization and well-being. Together, we will transform our homes into true homes of peace and